So, the inside and out of this wonder weapon, for instance, the Cerberus. And this video is just going to be me going through every single variant and ranking them in a way that I've used them, and some I've gotten good over the time I've used them, some have gone a little bit worse after I go higher in the rank. So I've taken all of these to about around 50 and 60, and half of them don't even do anything, which I'm a little bit sad about, because this is a really amazing wonder weapon and I love using it. It's so good. Honestly, I'd actually prefer this to the DIE and all of its variants. But enough chit chat. I'm going to be ranking the Cerberus in its base form and its 3 other modes in the way that I use it, how I like using it, but also how effective it is. So, yeah. Let's get started with my least favourite variant of this weapon. Of a lot. I mean, don't get me wrong. Before round 40, which is where this actually doesn't do anything, it's a really good weapon, because it's like a fully automatic weapon from like Halo or something. And bearing in mind I've never played Halo in my life, but I know it's got energy weapons. But when you're doing nearly 30k damage to the head, how can you not pick this up? I mean, it's such a good weapon, but at the same time, its hindrance with it, it's just the fact that it just doesn't have the oomph to keep going. Yes, it's a fully auto laser rifle, but what else can you actually do with this weapon? I mean, yeah, it's fun, but when you're trying to actually use this thing, like, strategy-wise for high rounds, it's not the best one. I mean, I've even took this into the boss fight. It's the worst one to use in the boss fight. And I hate to say that though, but it is the worst for the boss fight. I thought it'd be decent with its constant energy ball, but no. It's actually the weakest. And that gave me a right shot. I really had high hopes with the laser variant, but it just didn't work as well as I thought it would. But that's laser model. Now, let's move on to number 3. Is the diffuser. I like this over the laser just for one reason. A 5-round burst shotgun, which means you can do so much more damage per time you pull the trigger. Yes, it has got a lot less ammo than the blazer has, but when you can hit multiple zombies at once, I am not going to complain at all. Because why should I when you've got so much ammo? Especially for a wonder weapon shotgun like this. I've even took this into the boss fight. It does help a lot with Valentina's shield. And that's about where all the positives kind of end. Because 2 of these variants are really good for taking out bosses like this fragment. Well, would I say that is a bad weapon? Of course not. I actually quite like this thing, but again, when it's passed around this stage, it's not the best to actually use.
You really thought you had a fucking chance, huh?
Well, I can't fault the diffuser. It is a really good weapon. But now, the best 2. What's coming after the diffuser? Well, here it is. I'll admit, at first I was not a big fan of the Swarm. I thought it was the normal 4-round burst weapon. But I found out, quite late actually, that it was a fully auto like the rest of them. And I can't really fault that when it's fully auto. But yeah. I don't know what much to say about this one. I mean, of all the modes, again, after round 40, this time, this one can actually do something. it may not have the headshot damage of these guys, but when you're doing like 8 to 9k per shot, so what are you complaining about? When you're getting that much damage, near enough per pellet. And when you're taking out boss zombies and not just tormentors, this thing rocks. And if you take another weird thing, if you take this thing into the boss fight, it's actually good against Valentina's shield of all things. You can fire four bursts at a time. You basically go through Valentina's shield like bang. If one of your friends is assisting against Valentina's shield, you're easily done. Because this thing is just brilliant. And for taking out bosses as well. So I can't really fault the Swarm. I didn't like it at first because I preferred the Blazer kit to this. But now I prefer this. After fearing them all for the longest time. Oh, perfect demonstration of how I can against bosses. Disciple gone. Transmit gone. Yeah, this is mad for bosses. But there's still one more mode, and we all know which mode that is. It's good enough. And if you're going into the boss fight, this thing is the best one to use. And that's every gun in Mount Totem. This, excluding the Death Machine, and possibly the War Machine, because I've not used the War Machine yet in it. This is the best weapon to take down Valentina and everything else. As long as you're at a decent level. Because when I did it, yeah, not easy, because it was obviously around 30, but if you can get into the boss fight at a lower round with this thing, you're pretty much sorted, because this takes out Valentina's shield and her in an instant. Or you can use the Death Machine combo where you take up a shield with Death Machine and then use this. But that's it for now. The Cerberus and all of its forms. I do actually love this thing. Will they release it into Outbreak? Who knows? Will it be a one and done wonder weapon? Again, who knows? But nobody knows until Season 5. So we'll know more there. On that note, I can't really do anything else until Season 5 drops anyway, because there's nothing new yet. Nonetheless, thank you everybody for watching on my reviews on the Cerberus and all of its forms, and I'll see you next time.